All right, you ready? All right, I am here at Colorado Anime Fest with
Jill Harris.
you. Are fairly new to the industry in of itself, right?
Kind of. I've been doing it for like 10 years, but I haven't really started booking a lot until the past few years, I would say.
No, it's like the anime industry is just has such a long history that
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those things that unless you've been in it for since the '90s, it is still new, especially for like a lot of the new shows that people either A don't recognize or B are like just coming out. Like you are Fern from Freerun, and how's your journey been on the journey's end?
Oh, lovely. Yeah, no, it's so crazy because like you talk about people who've been doing it from the 90s. Like I I was watching anime and I was very familiar with those people and like watching dubs up into when I started working there and like even when I was working there. And so it's very bizarre. Like Free Run is directed by Jade Saxton and she's a phenomenal director, but also a phenomenal actress who I've drawn like a lot of inspiration from. And so I was like really nervous when I first started doing Fern because I was like, I wonder if Jade's sitting there going, I could do a better job than her, but no. But like it's really cool and scary to like work with and be peers with your idols. Like I don't know, I'll just be like I'll do a con with like Chris Sabat and I'm like this feels incorrect. I shouldn't be here. But yeah,
It's definitely like a lot of like the imposter syndrome, just being
a
like,
lot of imposter syndrome. But okay, going back, sorry, ADHD.
no, you're good, you're
Um,
good.
I love Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Her Japanese seiyuu Kanaichi Nose. We share several roles. She's my favorite seiyuu, so being able to act off of her is so awesome. And I actually got to meet her like I don't know, like a year and a half ago, and it's been like one of the highlights of my career, of my life. It's very very cool. I love Freerun. I think it's caught a lot of people off guard. I don't think the studio expected it to be a hit, but it really took off with people, and I'm really glad that it did. You know, sometimes you work on something and you really love it, but it's not popular. This is one that whether I were a part of it or not, whether it were popular or not, I would be watching it and singing the praises of it. So to get to be in it and to see it impact so many other people is really, really cool.
No, it's definitely one I've been trying to keep up with. I'm not fully caught up, so but it's like one of those. It's like a really good, feel good, relaxing anime in a genre that's just shonen, action packed. It's going that way, and then I think going from that, like your experience as Noel Silva, like very similar genres to wildly different worlds. Is
Yeah.
there any like good crossover that you use from previous experience that you take to more recent projects that are in similar?
Interesting. Well, both Noelle and Fern have a little bit of that tsundere thing going on. Noelle is just louder about it, and Fern is very quiet. Black Clover is really amazing. It taught me how to scream. It taught me like battle reacts. However, Fern is just like a silent killer. And so any battle reacts that I would do with Noelle would be bigger like a but for Fern it's going to be like a and so it's just what Noelle did but so much smaller. Everything with Fern is just like 10 times smaller than it normally would be or whatever because she's so quiet.
No, and I did notice like going through your IMDb the other night just to be like make sure I had ideas ready. You are in so many big animes that
Oh,
are that I'm just like if IMDb was wrong I am sorry, but like you also have another current running, forever running anime, but you were saying it was you were Charlotte Pudding.
yes. Ooh.
So I want to go with this one because they also have the live action right now. And my thoughts are if you have like an idea of like hoping they get to Charlotte Pudding and Whole Cake, or if they what your expectations might be realistically?
Well, I mean, the live action, they just had like Brooke in it, and I don't think anybody expected Brooke to be in season 2. So that was cool. I think there is potential there as one of like Big Mom's children. I think we could perhaps see a glimpse of her because I mean the anime or the live action has the benefit of like there's so much of the manga out already. There's so much of the anime out that they can kind of hint at things, and they're going in order, but they can have, you know, just like here's a Brooke for those of you who know, and stuff like that. I'm really excited. I don't know. I think it'll probably take a while before we see her. However, I'm super excited to. Will we see her? Who will be her? That's amazing. I don't know. It's crazy. It's weird. I didn't think this would ever happen.
Is there like a little part of you that's be like, maybe I should be?
Don't put me on camera. No, there's a reason why I chose voice acting. Honestly, someone at a con came up to me and they were like, if they let you audition, would you? And I was like, they shouldn't. They don't. Get a real actor. But like, I don't know. I've not done on camera, and that is on purpose. I chose voiceover for a reason. Although if they asked me to audition, I guess I wouldn't say no, but I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Netflix, no. Anyways.
Oh, Netflix does do some interesting takes on various things, so there's always a chance.
There's always a chance. That's fair. Valid.
And then going from like that, just kind of going back to like how you kind of have to start with it, you end up being like a lot of side characters, unnamed characters, sometimes uncredited. Like, how do you go from like getting these little parts to then gradually when you see like the main character?
Well, and I think people think that is the natural progression of the career, right? I'm going to do bits, I'm going to do side characters, I'm going to voice leads. And really, a lot of that kind of determines on your voice print. I mean, I'm thinking of a very successful actor, Chris Waycamp. He's Aizawa in My Hero Academia. I don't know his name, but he's a prominent character in Gachiakura. But he's an adult man, and he has an adult man voice. So he's not gonna book Deku in My Hero and stuff. And so there are like shonen protagonists, you know, you are gonna have the guys with the kind of higher pitched voices, and like you are in a way kind of trapped to your voice print, but that doesn't mean that you can't still have a successful career. Like, people think that you need to be the lead to be successful, but you know, not truly. I think of an actor like Sonny Strait. Like, he's Krillin in Dragon Ball Z. He's Usopp in One Piece, and you know, he's just kind of all over the place. He's very rarely the lead, but like, you remember him. You remember Sonny. He has a very successful career. Like, you just work with what you've got, and you might not be booking leads, but my goal is always like, because there are some actors that like, oh, I see that this actor gets cast, and I'm like, I'm going to check that out because I like that actor. And there are some, I directed an anime called Genosha, and I played the game and I watched the anime, and there were characters that I was like, they're all right. And then I got the actor in, and I would be like, I did not care for Rockio in the game. However, when you throw Joshua Waters in the booth, suddenly Rockio's my favorite character because Joshua is doing such a phenomenal job. And so like, that's my goal as, you know, an actor. And I think that's what you should do if you want to have a successful career. It's not about booking the leads or the main characters, but whatever character you book, make them the fan favorite. Like really put your all into it. And yeah, they might not be the lead. Honestly, the leads are usually pretty boring most of the time. Like the most fun characters are the side characters, and just try to bring this energy to everything that you could do so that everybody's like, oh, it couldn't have been any other actor. It had to have been Joshua playing Rockio. It couldn't have been anyone else, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you're pretty well known for a lot of, I feel like, fan favorite characters.
Oh.
One of them is actually Aura Bellafiora from Overlord. Sorry, I had to make sure I'm like trying to pronounce as accurate as possible, and I'm in anticipation, hoping there's a new season because it feels like they left it to where the door's wide open for it. And just the personality of Aura is so fun, especially with the twin dynamic of opposites and how they were designed both in canon universe as well as, the anime itself. Like, how fun was that dynamic to work off of?
Aura was one of the first things I ever booked. And I feel like I was too shy to say it, but I looked at the director, Kyle Phillips, through the glass, and my thing was like, are you sure? Are you sure about this? But Aura is so fun. I feel like, season 1 was rough, you guys. Don't don't judge me. Like I said, it was one of the first things I ever did. But I love Aura. I've always loved Aura. I feel like I've grown more comfortable with the character and the voice and with myself over time. I've never played a character like Aura. I don't think I ever will again. And yeah, she's very different from a lot of the other characters that I play. I play like a lot of femme characters or whatever, but oh my God, she's so fun. And it's easy to have a fun time with her because she's a blast and she's always saying and doing crazy stuff. And so, yeah, just kind of leaning into it and appreciating, I get to be this character. Like, they might pop up for 15 minutes every other episode, but those 15 minutes, I'm excited, and I hope other people are excited. Like, oh, Aura's here for 15 minutes. Awesome. That's the goal.
No, and it's like you have a lot of characters that have like a lot of, they're dynamic. They're not like one note. They're not all those things. Like, I feel like you put the emotion and get lost in each character, and you could tell on screen. And like I said, they're so wildly different in personalities. How do you like approach going into like, okay, I need to be in this mindset?
I think that's really funny because I've heard people say that I suffer from same voice syndrome. And I saw one person recently, they said like it's all like the same voice but a different font, which I thought was fascinating. I think a lot of people, especially newer actors, when they come into anime, they think, I've got to do an anime voice. Like, it's a cartoon. I have to do a cartoon voice. But these are people. We're portraying people. And even Aura is like a crazy person. Like, not crazy, but like wacky.
Right.
You do want to bring that humanity to them. And so I think people do view them as like characters. And we are portraying characters, but it's I try to think like this is a real person and stuff, and like Suletta in Gundam has a lot going on, but like in my brain I'm like, okay, she's autistic coded, she has trauma, like she is, and just kind of looking at her and looking at her as a person and rather than just like a cartoon character. Yeah, no, like I love to dive into all of these different characters. I feel like as an actor, you have to find something to connect to with every character. And even if they're like the most evil villain ever, you can connect somehow. Yeah, just kind of looking at them as multidimensional, approaching it as like I'm portraying a person animated. Yeah, I don't know. Did that answer the question?
I think so.
Okay.
You just have like, it feels like a wide range, even if people do say it's one note. I can still like hear the voice, but still see like each respective character, even if they are similar or have similarities. I think a fun one. I wish I had more time to dive into it. Was because it was an anime I picked up on, but I haven't seen it in the wider zeitgeist. Was Remonster.
Whoa,
yes.
deep cut.
And it was a fun one. So if you have like a quick take on like something about that you enjoyed.
Well, it was really fun, just kind of watching them kind of evolve like Pokemon, and their new forms. I do remember Chris George, though. He was like, "You're going to use your deep voice." And I was like, "I don't think I have one of those." And he was like, "We're going to try." And so it was just me being like, I'm an orc lady. And he would be like, "No, try again. Try again." But yeah, it is really fun. Because we are on this simuldub schedule and recording is at kind of an accelerated pace, we don't always have time to hold auditions, and directors will sometimes kind of make safe casting choices. And so I was really thankful that Chris George was like, "I've never heard you do this before. I want to give you a chance to play and to try something new." And so I'm always really thankful when I get that opportunity.
No, it's definitely fun. Just like I said, wide range of characters.
Thank you.
And as much as I feel like we could talk longer, we do have a time limit. Oh. So before we cut out, do you have any new projects that you want to broadcast that you can talk about?
I just finished directing an anime called Ganosia. I mentioned Rockio and Joshua Waters. That's from Ganosia. It's got a really diverse cast of characters and a diverse cast of actors. Lots of like non-binary characters. There's a character that is canonically asexual and talks about it. Very, very cool. I'm currently recording Hell's Paradise and Freerun Beyond Journey's End at the same time. Yuzuriha and Fern. Crazy to be doing both of those at the same time. I'm having fun with both of them in very, very different ways. And I think next week I get to record Yuzuriha's like big fight episode. I'm excited. Watch it.
Can't wait to see it because it's got to be entertaining too. Recording wildly different animes at the same time.
Yes, it's like I have vocal whiplash. And I feel like the talent coordinators are doing a good job trying to separate it, but I'm traveling a lot. I'm about to go to England. And so I do have like one big day where they're like, "You have to record everything." It's 6 hours of recording. And so it's hopping from like, I'm playing a little mouse to I'm playing a sexy ninja to I'm Fern. And I don't know, it's going to be really.
That's just Fern.
Just Fern. Just Fern.
Sorry.
But I don't know. It's exciting. It's a lot. I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed.
All right, and then on the final thing, where can we find you?
If you are still on the bad place, otherwise known as X or Twitter,
we could dead name
I am there. If you've left, do not come back. But if you are still there, I am Jill Harris Bio. I retweet a lot of fan art and memes. Everywhere else, I am Jill's Voice. So like Instagram, Twitch. It's mostly just I follow a lot of artists and I retweet fan art, and then sometimes I make dumb little tweets. Like a new character appeared in Freerun, and I call him Snake Daddy. So that's the vibe that I bring to the function. And if you like it, come follow me.
Well, it was a pleasure talking with you, and thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. Snake Daddy mention. Let's go.
I did not realize Remonster was going to be such a deep cut.
I've only had like a couple of people talk to me about it. Yeah.
I gravitated towards that so quickly.
It is a really fascinating like concept. Like I've not seen another anime like it.
I think the closest would be reincarnated as a slime. Would be especially reincarnated as a monster aspect and the evolution, but it's not anywhere near like the same vibes.
For sure. Okay.